Isn't that just a pink sock?
What does...
No, that's a prolapse, Ryan. That's a little bit different.
So, no, Harry, you don't have time to your shit before the podcast starts. You just gotta do it while it's happening.
Or take the phone to the bathroom. Hello, everybody. How we going? How we doing? Welcome. Okay. I took a week off of streaming and I can't do this anymore. Hello, everybody. How we doing? And welcome back to the VGRCast, the weekly podcast about anything and everything in between. This week, I'm joined by my lovely friends Mike, Ryan, Steve, Monica, and my lovely fiance Chris, who is cleaning up the office for some reason right now. And also, Chris's webcam is apparently borked. Thank you so much for the sub, Steve, right now, and thank you so much. Someone got a sub earlier. It was Monica. Thank you, Monica.
Hey, do not jump on her head.
Thank you, Soko.
Oh my god, and there's a Sadie too. All we need, all we need is a Cast. Yes, I am not in bed for once, and part of that is because I got a new job, and therefore my desk is free of work from home shit for at least now, so I can sit in a chair.
Nice.
I
was gonna make a joke about the bed being used for OnlyFans now, but that joke would have been distasteful.
Look, don't need to call me out like that. I can share that link on my own time.
If I wasn't worried about like friends and family finding an OnlyFans page, I'd be tempted to make one.
Get an OnlyFeed.
But also, I don't think dudes probably do as well. Hey! Thank you so much, Harry. No, that's Nat. Thank you, Nat.
Yes, Harino Bennett. Yes, thank you.
Steve got a new job too. Holy shit! Hype in the chat. Actually, do we have a hype train now?
Hell yeah.
Shit, what the fuck? That's not my stream.
Oh my god.
This is not my beautiful wife.
Oh, you're moving back up? Is that what's going on? Suburb boy?
Oh, hey.
Summer boys!
Oh, finally?
Mike, what I was gonna say before you started on the whole anus topic about the password. Typically, my recommendation to anyone making a password is 2 random words, separated by a special character with numbers at the end.
Well, see, that's what I normally do, but apparently it wasn't long enough. So.
Oh, how long does it have to be? As long as you pick like
I was gonna make a joke, but
I always
didn't want to be that guy.
I
I just commented on your OnlyFans account, so I mean, you can you can make that kind of joke if you want to, Monica. We're past that now, apparently, at this point. This is an Unchained podcast, and I have to do fucking sit-ups or push-ups or something.
Hey, look, now you have room to do sit-ups or push-ups or something.
Oh my God, there's room behind me now. This bag goes.
Ba-da-da-da.
I'm gonna do sit-ups. Hold on. How's everyone doing tonight?
I'm doing.
You're doing?
Oh.
I'm doing great. Like I said, I got a new job and I have a week, and I start my new job Monday. So this week I've just been catching up on all of the things in the apartment that need cleaning and shit. And I was decluttering a lot today, and it just feels so much better with everything put away.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, it does feel so much better with everything put away.
Wait, what?
We actually moved our we set up our record player finally. It's a really cute kind of hidden spot.
Oh, so that's what I slept on.
Yeah.
What is happening in the chat? Is Nat my dad now too?
Are we having
That's
a daddy
weird
off?
on another issue, another level.
That should not be. Nope.
Nope. Nope.
Anyways, we're close to a hype train. We have a minute to start a hype train, so if anyone else wants to sub,
Yep, I will in 2 seconds.
I'm just saying, if anyone feels so complied.
Should I take my deck out?
No.
That's how we stop a hype train immediately.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of a different hype train.
I regret coming back. I should have just stayed away.
Do you need a drink, Kevin?
Yes, I do need a drink. Thank you very much. Wow, what a transition. Thank you.
Yeah.
Alright, and after all that, I need a drink.
So,
There he is.
today's drink, oh my God, Nat the fucking hype man. Thank you,
He's
Nat, for
good
the
at that.
2 gifted subs. Thank you so much.
I do not.
Okay, but why don't you though?
Hype train
Because
incoming!
it's fucking creepy.
How
You don't. Oh, thank you so much, Chris, for the sub.
You're welcome.
Oh God, do we have treats up here?
Yeah.
Oh, where are they?
Be a nap.
Kitty.
It's 8:21.
Oh, it's a SoCo. You want to give him the SoCo so I can explain the cocktail?
Stand by. I said what I said.
Anyways, so Kev's cocktail today. Today's cocktail is and don't get mad if I've done this one already. I might have done this one already. Very classic drink. This is the old fashioned. It's probably the most popular cocktail in America, if maybe not the world. Very simple drink featuring bitters, bourbon, and simple syrup or sugar. And traditionally an orange peel, but I didn't have any oranges, so I used a lemon peel instead because it's citrus. And I already know this drink slaps, so.
Is it on
Delicious.
the correct
Like
webcam?
we
It's
drank
not.
it all last weekend.
Okay.
Okay, no, hold on. Now you've opened up a can of worms with me, Ryan.
I like worms. They're
So
good for catching fish.
Ryan and I were in Wisconsin last weekend, and
This past, like, literally.
this a couple days ago, and in Wisconsin, if you order an old fashioned in Wisconsin, they essentially do this, and then they top it off. It's like half the drink with either like club soda or Sprite. And it's just,
Shit.
it's not an old fashioned. It tastes delicious, but it's not an old fashioned. Name something else.
So I had a lie this past weekend, is what you're saying.
Yes. And I went to,
And first they come up with the fucking Packers, now they get the fucking old fashioned fucked up. God damn it.
a year ago or a year and a half ago, Chris and I went to Wisconsin Dells with our historians would call them our roommate Jess.
Some
And,
of us might have
I get the
different names.
reference.
Some would say they were good friends.
They were, yes. Damn it.
Very good friend.
And so we went to a nicer like steak dinner because we were like, okay, we're out here, let's go get steak dinner. And oh my God, they just keep coming.
And they keep
Patty,
coming.
thank you so much for
Oh,
gifting a sub to Stream Elements.
He's gifting subs to the fucking bot.
That's fine.
Anyways,
That's fine.
went to this steak dinner, and there's a crab rave going on right now.
What do we do? Oh, we just crab.
Yeah, crab a little bit.
Crab!
Crab.
We actually have hermit crabs.
Yes, we have hermit crabs now. Anyways,
Talk about that
Oh
later.
my god.
Talk about that later. It's fine.
Crab!
went to this dinner. I was like, I want to get a cocktail. I asked the waitress, can I get an old fashioned? And she was like, do you want it sour or sweet? And I'm like,
What the fuck? Oh my god! I thought that was from outside.
thank you
So-
for the air horns.
So Patty just redeemed the air horn on stream, and because it's Tuesday in the Midwest, the tornado sirens were going off this morning.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, it was
You went on
pouring
for a
rain
very long
outside.
time today.
yeah, right.
Anyways, Patty's just popping off with the 400 bits now. Holy shit!
Kevin, you're earning money.
Hype train is complete.
I need to up my bits.
Anyways, went there. She asked sour or sweet, which means do you want a club soda or Sprite? I said, can you make it normal? And she looked at me so confused. She's like, what do you mean? And I was like, could I just get an old fashioned without the 7-Up or the club soda?
An old-fashioned,
And
old-fashioned.
then, and then she looked at me and she was like, okay. And she walked away. And then like 5 minutes later, the bar manager comes out to our table and he's like, excuse me, sir, did you mean to order it like this?
This was
And
the Dells that you're talking about.
yeah, the Dells, yeah. And I dead ass looked him in the eyes and said, yes, this is how the rest of the world makes these. And he was like, oh, I didn't know that. And he walked away. Like, is Wisconsin stuck in like a weird cocktail like
Yeah.
Why did the
Bubble?
manager need to, was
No, yeah, it was really funny.
because he was just confused. He was
He
confused.
came over and he's like, "Did you mean to order it this way?" And we were with Jeff.
He was so polite
So the
about
three
it.
of us were like, we all looked at each other, and then we looked at him, and Kevin's like, "Yeah."
And then I was like, I'm just
out like he was the fucking homeowners association of alcohol. He was like, excuse me, sir.
excuse me,
I
sir.
This is not according to regulation.
I was just it was just
No,
so
you're not according to regulation.
it was just so backwards and so funny, and old fashions are delicious. Try one if you go to a bar that's not in Wisconsin.
Also,
I
it's
recommend
supposed to be
trying
made
one.
with an orange slice, but we don't have oranges, so we use lemon.
It said that already.
Good to know that
I was cleaning.
I drank a lie this past weekend.
It's okay.
Yes, but they're still. I mean, the Wisconsin old fashioned's fine, but it shouldn't be called an old fashioned.
They're too drunk up there that they forgot how it's supposed to go. That is a mood.
Pretty
it's
much,
'cause-
man. Pretty much.
It's because if they didn't add the extra stuff, they'd drink them way
What do
too
you
quick.
want from me?
Fair.
So.
Oh, it's Twitch.
Fair.
Okay. Anyways, rant over. Monica, what movie did you watch?
Well, we watched 2 movies last week. So we got a double feature, and the kind of connecting theme today is meme. So the first movie.
Did you say
we're-
mean or meme?
Meme.
Okay, cool.
Wait,
MEME.
Meme?
Yes.
Meme. Okay,
Meme.
Meme. And the first movie is surrounding a man who not only has a famous meme himself, but is also a meme just in his general existence as
John
an
Cena?
actor. Who am I talking about?
Keanu
Obviously,
Reeves?
Nick fucking Cage.
Oh shit!
Oh.
You saw the new Nick Cage movie.
Let's
Oh.
talk about the unbearable weight of massive talent.
Okay, real quick. There's a
No spoilers. I actually
came,
might want to see this.
He came out with a documentary on Netflix about curse words, and I wanted to watch it, but Kevin said no last night.
Because I wasn't in the mood for a fucking documentary.
It was Nick Cage swearing.
It's a Nick Cage stuck.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Fine, fair.
All right, so it is starring Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal, featuring Tiffany Haddish and Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we need to watch that, babe.
Oh.
Yeah, so the basic plot surrounds
Disgusting.
Nick Cage, important distinction spelled N-I-C-K, because Nick Cage, the actor's name is spelled N-I-C. Important
Yeah.
distinction.
So wait,
Is hitting-
is
is
he?
hitting-
Sorry, he's
sorry.
he's the main character with the same name.
Yes.
Okay.
Is hitting a slump both creatively and financially and thinking he should quit acting. His agent convinces him to do a birthday party appearance to a wealthy Spaniard, played by Pedro Pascal. In going to Spain, he gets tangled up in a political kidnapping plot with his superfan host at the center of it. And while it does seem like you see this movie it's very clearly just talking about Nick Cage and being like, oh shit, this is just gonna be memey and cringy, isn't it? It doesn't really lean into the memes. I think there's only one reference to Not the Bees. It doesn't come off that way. It leans more into what makes us want to see a Nick Cage. Him taking his craft way too seriously, being over the top at the absolute wrong moments, and his awkward tonal shifts. So, all those things that we enjoy seeing Nick Cage do, he does in this movie and is aware of. And the other thing that also makes it falling into too far into meme cringe category is that it does not rely on just Nick Cage being Nick Cage. It also has a structurally sound plot with stakes, payoff, and character growth and change. It's not very groundbreaking or deep, but it's enough to give the movie a structure to form around, rather than just being kind of a meme mess.
A Nick Cage movie.
Yes, and in watching this movie, it made me realize how little of Nick Cage's filmography I've actually seen. Besides this one, I think I was looking at IMDb and trying to figure this out. The only movies that I've seen that explicitly that Nick Cage has been in are National Treasure,
Perfect.
Into the Spider-Verse, and apparently he was Marley in the Jim Carrey Christmas Carol. That was news to me. And
You ever seen Moonstruck?
She wasn't done
no.
talking.
Ghost Rider.
No.
Never seen Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider isn't as good as it could have been because there's no Nick Cage freakouts. If you want a really bad, like good bad Nick Cage movie, Vampire's Kiss. You really have to watch that. Yes, that's it. It's the ABCD meme. You really have to watch it. It is batshit on so many levels. Highly recommended.
But go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go.
No, it's fine. You can go.
All I was gonna say is the movie makes a lot of references to his other work, so that went way over my head. Although, I know there's a lot of leaning into Face Off, so...
Oh, Face Off is... Wait, you've never seen Face Off? You have to see Face Off!
No, stop it, we have it.
Okay, yes, please watch it.
You
It's
stop
so
that.
And in addition to just Nick Cage being a fucking delight in this movie, Pedro Pascal is also incredibly amazing, but he always is, so... And apparently, fun fact that him playing a Nick Cage superfan wasn't that hard of a reach for him because he is an actual Nick Cage fan, which is kind of funny to me.
Tracks, honestly.
So a few little trivia points because I always wonder when I see something like this, I'm like, okay, how does this get made? Like, how does this happen? And apparently this movie was pitched to Nick Cage 4 times before he actually accepted being a part of it.
Yeah, my question is, what's the pitch like for that movie?
You're playing yourself.
Yeah, and he really wanted to play from what I understand in my research, is he wanted to play the Pedro Pascal character, but eventually he took the title role.
No,
I was going to say, I think that would just be very, very, very confusing if you had Nick Cage not playing Nick Cage in a Nick Cage movie. Oh, sorry, I think I just fried my own brain there.
Nick Cage playing Nick Cage in Nick Cage.
In the movie, there's a few sequences where Nick Cage
Cage.
has these surreal sequences where he's having scenes in his head with his younger self. They are obviously both played by Nick Cage, but the very interesting thing in the credits is that the younger version is credited separately as Nicholas Kim Coppola. So for those who don't know, Nick Cage is the nephew of director Francis Ford Coppola of The Godfather.
Oh, okay.
And changed his name to Nick Cage to earn acting parts on his own merit instead of just because of his name.
Oh, cool.
And the reason that he chose Cage as his stage name is because he's a fucking nerd. I mean, he is a big fan of Luke Cage.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, so overall, this movie is an utter delight leaning into the nuances of Nick Cage without overstaying its welcome. Great popcorn flick if you just really need to laugh your ass off. Alright? And moving on, our next movie is not necessarily very memey within itself, but it just has had a ton of memes spawn from it. This movie and its sequels were also advised to me and Nat as required viewing for attending my friend Katie's wedding in about a month. So, and after all, why not? why shouldn't I try to watch all of the Lord of the Rings movies before June 30th?
Yes.
Hey, stop messing with shit.
Me?
That's right. We're gonna watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy this month, and we're gonna start talking today with Fellowship of the Ring.
Now wait, are you doing just the Lord of the Rings trilogy, or also gonna do the Hobbit?
Just the original trilogy. We may come back to the Hobbit at some point, but just the original trilogy for this month.
Just wanted clarification.
Yes, and as further clarification, because I know this is going to be the immediate question, we are watching the extended edition.
Nice. Sorry, he's
So-
really
As one does.
Yes. And this movie, y'all know, starring Elijah Wood, Ian McKellen, Sean Astin, Orlando Bloom, Dominic Monaghan, Sean Bean, Kate Blanchett, Liv Tyler, Billy Boyd, Viggo Mortensen, Christopher Lee, Ian Holm, and Hugo Weaving.
My head hurts.
Did Sean Bean live?
No.
No.
Oh.
No.
Spoilers.
I was
Spoilers
gonna make
for a
that
very
joke,
old
we beat
movie.
you to it.
Yeah. I forgot what movie you were talking about for a second.
Yeah, adapted from the book of the same name, which, fun fact, was published July 29th, 1954.
And wasn't it a bedtime story that he told his kids?
That's the Hobbit.
That's the Hobbit.
That's a
yeah.
Hobbit. Oh, okay.
Which also I'm gonna say I didn't like. I saw the Hobbit movies. Not good. Didn't like them.
I think they're fine.
They're fine.
And
Correct.
the movie itself, as a friendly reminder, came out in 2001.
Wow.
That wasn't a friendly reminder.
Is 20 years old.
It's 20 years old. The CGI is aged surprisingly well, though.
I'm gonna talk about that in a second.
Monica's like,
the
"Ooh."
only exposure that I had to, so out of the kind of main, like, I would say the kind of 4 Tumblr fandoms in terms of like Harry Potter, Doctor Who, Star Wars, and this movie, this is the only one I was not explicitly familiar with. I never read any of the books. I never watched it. The only bit of exposure I had is I was about 10. It was around when the DVD initially came out that my Uncle Jeff was watching me and my sister, and my Uncle Jeff was really trying to get me to watch it with him. And he was like, come on, Monica, you find this so cool. And I was just not having it, and I just really wanted to play. And he's like, okay, just watch at least the first 10 minutes, just to see how you like it. And I was just already committed to not caring and just getting back to playing. I only remember, my brain was like, I only remember the battle scene, but in rewatching it, I'm like, oh, the battle scene was the initial battle for the ring. That's the part that I watched. So that was the only like tiny bit I'd seen of it. I have since apologized to my Uncle Jeff, and I'll read the text that I sent to my family's group chat.
Now, are you spoiled for anything in the movies yet?
No, I'm
Oh,
and
weird.
that's the weird thing. I'm surprisingly not spoiled on anything. I think I know that knew that Sean Bean died, but then again,
He dies in
Doesn't he?
everything, so
Yeah.
that's hardly a
he didn't.
surprise.
He didn't die in Potato
Martian.
movie. Yeah, that.
Potato movie. Oh my
Oh
god.
shit, he was in that movie. wasn't he?
Potato movie. Okay, so
I mean,
okay.
Chris
So I
isn't
said-
wrong.
So I said to my family, I said, I just want to make a public apology to Uncle Jeff. He tried to show me Lord of the Rings 20 years ago, and I very much snubbed him on it. I wanted to apologize for 10-year-old Monica's ignorance because I finally watched Fellowship of the Ring last night, and it was pretty cool. And his response was, Monica, thank you for the kind words. I found the best way to rewatch the movie to really capture hidden meaning and the director's true vision is to watch it over with a large stuffed with everything pizza with whole wheat crust and friends will try to follow. I became one with the hobbits.
That's awesome.
What about second
Second
breakfast?
There's nothing.
Yeah, so that was
Elevensies.
so that was the thing. So I'd seen the second breakfast meme. I obviously knew about You Shall Not Pass. Pretty much everything that I'd known from the movie came from the memes. And
Is You Shall Not Pass from the first one?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because it was the Balrog.
Balrog.
Right, I forgot. I couldn't remember if that was in the first or the second one because Gandalf isn't.
No,
in
no,
the
no, no,
second
no,
one.
no, 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 no. No, don't
So-
talk about it.
Steve needs to shoot.
Don't talk about
So,
it,
to
Steve.
give a basic summary of the plot, as condensed as I can make it, Frodo Baggins, a carefree hobbit, is left a ring when his caretaker Bilbo leaves their home of the Shire. The ring is the most powerful artifact in the world, belonging to the most evil being in the land, Sauron. Frodo and Gandalf, his hobbit friends, and some other folks he meets along the way must journey to Mordor in order to return the ring from whence it came.
One of them being medieval Batman, and you cannot tell me that Aragorn is not medieval Batman.
No, he is like, I know this is weird to say, but he's far too angsty to be Batman.
That is the weirdest sentence I've ever heard.
I don't know. He doesn't come off as
angsty.
He is just very angsty emo boy. Is what I gathered from that. I didn't get Batman from that. And it's just wild watching such a landmark story because the source material is very much the granddaddy of not only fantasy as we know it today, but also a big hallmark of fiction for the last 70. And as stated earlier, we watch in the extended editions, and I've talked very much about my feelings about movies that are longer than 2.5 hours. And while it is very much a slog to push through, and my focus was wearing thin about after the Fellowship was officially formed, I don't regret doing the extended editions because I felt like I understood the world, the races, and the characters a lot better than if I hadn't decided to go for the extended edition, which is what I hear from a lot of people. And just because it was very hard to get through, I still did enjoy learning about the world and these characters. Although Frodo is a little bitch and needs to stop getting stabbed so damn much, like what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, he's accident prone.
Also, Sam is best boy.
Sam is best boy.
I love Sam. That actor's
And that
amazing.
was another interesting thing too when I was watching it, because there were a lot of comments about, like, in terms of viewing Sam as, like, is it in terms of that sort of non-toxic masculinity, where it's like, I don't feel, and I'm sure there's people that ship them, certainly, but for me, when watching it, it's like, this is just some incredible best friend energy, and I'm very here for that. And there was something that I followed and I feel like I followed everything well enough. There's a question I asked Nat to clarify, and he was very flabbergasted about the question I asked. I'm not going to pose it right now because I don't want it accidentally spoiled, but if I'm right, I'll address that later.
Wait.
No, I want to know.
Yeah, wait.
No.
We won't answer, but just let us know what the question is.
I asked him, like, so, oh, okay, wait a minute. Now I forgot his name. Shit. The Viggo Mortensen character.
Aragorn.
That is Aragorn? Okay.
No.
I turned to Nat and I asked him if Aragorn was a half-elf, and he just kind of was like, I'm not gonna answer that right now. So, now some, and the special effects, like, this, it does have a bit of crow's feet. I mean, the movie is 21 years old. It still holds up.
Hey, it's old enough to drink.
Well. It is old enough to drink. It still had its moments where some of the slow-mo versions looked a little strange, but then again, it's from 20 years ago. What do you?
That was kind of my whole thing when I watched it with Vanessa a couple years ago, where I was just like, oh god, it's so tropey, but it's so tropey. It's got like a silly slow-mo, but then I realized this movie is so old, it started all of those tropes. So like, fair enough.
Yeah, I know one of the big things, which I know more so in the second movie, is about the mocap. So I'm very curious to see that when we watch Two Towers.
Mocap?
Motion
for
capture.
Steel.
Gollum. Yeah.
Gollum.
No, I can do a better one.
Gollum. Your boy Andy Serkis.
Yeah. So some fun behind the scenes facts that I thought were fun. There's a scene very early on where Gandalf hits his head on one of the beams in Bilbo's hobbit hole. That wasn't scripted. Ian McKellen did legitimately accidentally hit his head.
Mm-hmm.
And Peter Jackson liked it so much he just kept it.
He's like, yeah, I don't care that you're hurt.
Jesus Christ, Harry.
Well, it's because so for every scene, like with the hobbits, sometimes they had to build two versions of the same set. One that was like super tall and one that was super short. And sometimes it was just fancy camera angles.
A lot of forced perspective.
Yeah, a lot
Yes.
of that. It's really cool.
Yeah. There's a scene where Pippin is being pelted with apples, and the one who is throwing the apples off camera is Viggo Mortensen. And then this one you may have known. So 8 of the 9 members of the Fellowship got a tattoo of the word 9 spelled out in Tengwar, which is the Elvish script. Elijah Woods is on his lower stomach. Sean Astin and Billy Boyd got theirs near their ankles in honor of wearing those hobbit feet all the time. Ian McKellen, Sean Bean, Viggo Mortensen, and Dominic Monaghan got theirs on their shoulder. Orlando Bloom got his on his forearm. In fact, it is visible in one of the scenes in the first Pirates movie, so...
Oh, that's kind of cool.
There is that, Gimli's actor, who I did not write down, was the one who did not get it, but his stunt double got it in his place.
Oh.
He seems like he didn't really enjoy. I heard he didn't really enjoy his time with any of the Lord of the Rings movies because he was horrifically allergic to all the prosthetics they put on his face.
Yeah, probably.
Valid. So overall, I enjoyed Fellowship of the Ring a lot. It did what it needed to do to establish the world and the story and set up the rest of the adventure. It's very easy to see why this fandom is so revered. And just so you are aware, both versions, the theatrical and the extended, are currently on HBO Max.
I dropped a funny YouTube video regarding Lord of the Rings in the chat. It's a bit further up there, but it's like a minute and a half if anyone wants to watch it.
Nice.
Later. Pull it up in a tab.
I actually... go ahead, Mike.
I looked up Gimli's actor is John Rhys Davies. Guess how
Yeah.
tall he is?
He's the tallest one in the cast. He's 6'1".
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Fuck.
Yeah. They had
Yeah.
to do a lot of, like,
Yep.
camera shit.
Like
Like they did with Hagrid in Harry Potter.
Were you done, Monica?
That was all for me. So
Cool.
we'll probably we're probably not going to get back to Lord of the Rings for a couple weeks for obvious reasons. But what's coming out this Friday, y'all?
Oh, we're seeing it Thursday.
Oh shit, we're probably
We are-
not. We're probably gonna see it next week.
That'll be
Oh.
our, how's the room brighter? Different webcams.
Yeah, I didn't get
He didn't
fix their
fix the webcam.
So probably get back to Two Towers maybe the next week, if not the week after. So.
Also, if y'all are sleeping on Moon Knight, don't. Moon Knight's fucking great.
We
I know, I
will.
didn't
We'll watch
see
it soon.
So we stream tomorrow, and this kind of just a off tangent. It's movie related. Stream tomorrow might be a little weird or not happening. We have tickets to go to a Star Wars trivia night.
Nice.
And
We have a ringer?
And in preparation, we've been rewatching the sequel trilogy because I realized I've only seen them like once each.
That's fair.
But we just watched 8 today, Last Jedi, and
It's not bad.
no, Last Jedi's
I
the
like
best
Last
one.
Jedi.
Maybe Force Awakens might be a little better, but Last Jedi over Rise of Skywalker every day.
I mean, plot wise, yes.
Everything wise,
disagree.
plot wise, cinematography, like the scene where they're on like the salt planet or whatever is fucking
Oh, yeah, I
beautiful.
love
I also
And
love
the
I
sets
also
are
love the
amazing.
Crystal Foxes. I'm a sucker
Nobody
for
will
foxes.
ever. I will never fight anyone if they say those movies are gorgeous because those movies are fucking gorgeous. I just think almost every single one of the characters is just a giant pile of wasted potential.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, so there's that. I mean, and what really sucks is that Last Jedi really
The
sets
one
it
girl
up.
got bullied.
Well, Last Jedi really sets
Oh,
it
yeah.
up as the first movie that ends in a way that, like, okay, you can do whatever you want now. The next guy, you can do whatever you want. And then J.J. Abrams came back and he was like, nope, going back to old shit.
Kevin, you got a drink?
No! I'm taking a sip. But yeah, I mean, I really like Episode 8.
That's what you're talking
I hated the way they brought him back, but
You mean somehow Palpatine has returned?
I
But
hate everything
I-
about Palpatine in that movie.
Everything.
I enjoyed watching Ian McDermott come back and just chew the scenery just because he is a stage actor and it very much shows.
It would have been cool. It would have been fine.
offense.
It would have
That
been
is
fine.
not that-
I'm just saying it would have been fine or better if they would have alluded to him like earlier, like he was still around,
yeah,
like
100%.
they had like little clues and stuff hidden around, but it literally just pops up out of nowhere. Just
Yeah.
somehow he's returned. What?
No. I just think it is a fundamentally bad decision, especially considering how Last Jedi ends.
Yeah.
Let the past die.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Bringing back the most iconic film in the franchise.
parents were
Well, because
nobody.
it's essentially Ryan Johnson. Because so the whole thing was that like episode 7 was such like a remake of 4.
I'll be right back.
And then Ryan Johnson came in and he was like, I'm gonna do something different. And I'm gonna make my ending in a way that the next guy can just do whatever he wants. You don't need to follow this formula and use these old actors and do this old shit. You could do whatever the fuck you want. And then
Proceeds to not.
they
do
fucked
that.
it up. But then
You did what?
two things I noticed though is one, and I put this in our group chat, is that everyone in the Star Wars universe doesn't like believe the Jedi were a thing when they were around less than 100 years ago.
Yeah, it's like
That's propaganda, though.
But it's also like if people went around being like the Nazis were real. I thought the Nazis were a myth.
they are.
Like-
What are you talking about?
Like they were literally in a galactic war,
Well,
like
you
less
can
than
even-
100 years ago.
You can even see that in like the first Star Wars movie, where all of like fucking where nobody believes Vader's bullshit until he chokes one of them
Well,
out.
yeah, and that's fine because like we didn't know how long ago the Clone Wars that they just mentioned the Clone Wars. We didn't know how long ago those were, technically. But then like we now know, and even in like Episode 7, like when Rey and Finn meet Han, and they know about Luke, but they're like the Jedi are real.
It's like, yeah, no shit, you fucking idiots.
And then the other thing I noticed, and my one real big complaint about the writing
well,
in the
Finn
sequel,
makes sense, but like,
but in the sequel series though, like they make way too many like awkward jokes that just don't fit the Star Wars motif. Just
like what?
very MCU
About his mother.
Well, yeah. Well, like in the beginning of Episode 8, like Poe makes like a phone call to Hux and pretends like he's stuck on hold. Like it just
Yeah,
does not
that-
feel Star Wars. It feels
No,
way more
that-
Disney
no.
era MCU,
Yeah,
and like
no,
it
you're-
just.
yeah.
I'm just kind of
That's not-
sitting there
that-
like this
that
does not feel
100%
Star Wars.
That 100% feels like something like that Tony Stark would do to someone, but it
Yeah,
just doesn't.
yeah. It doesn't feel Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah, 100. I 100% agree with you.
This next topic on this list though, I don't remember where I was going with this. Just
Which is
Spider-Man fever. There's just a lot of Spider-Man stuff going on recently in the news. Like
There
we
is.
got, the title for the third Into the Spider-Verse movie got released.
we haven't got the second one.
I know, but the third title's out now.
What?
Steve, we have the next 4 titles for the next 4 Avatar movies already. They're already out.
Yeah, that's because
Wait,
nobody cares
Wait,
about
wait. Blue Avatar?
Blue Avatar, yeah.
Yes, Blue Avatar.
We
We
have the next
actually
4
care about
titles.
Spider-Man. No one
Yes,
cares
that's
about
true.
the blue
I
people.
like the Blue People sometimes.
I'll probably see the Blue
I'll probably go
People,
see it,
but
too.
probably
Yeah,
not in
same.
theaters. But
I might make him
The-
see it with me in theaters.
What? Me?
Yeah.
I'll go see it in theaters.
It'll just look the best on the big screen, like, honestly.
Anyways, and then the other things were like,
fuck off, Steve.
I forgot what else. Oh, but the other big thing was that Sam Raimi is like really pushing to do the 4th Tobey Maguire movie.
Yeah.
And they're also pushing to get the 3rd Andrew Garfield movie done.
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
Well,
Which-
he said he's taking a break.
Who,
Sam
Sam
did?
Raimi?
No, Andrew Garfield. He said he's taking an acting
Yes,
That's
break.
fair,
yes,
too.
and like
yeah.
possibly a permanent acting break.
The Disney
Yeah.
check cleared.
Pretty much. It hit his bank
basically.
account.
Oh, yeah. He's also in a lot more than just Spider-Man.
Are spoilers? Are No Way Home spoilers pretty much done now? Like we talked
Yeah,
about
go
it.
for
I
it.
think you're fine.
Mike, Ryan, do you guys care?
I don't give a shit.
Okay, chat. If you
Ryan?
care about No Way Home and you haven't seen it yet, what the fuck you doing?
La, la, la,
Spoilers.
la, la.
Ryan?
I don't
Ryan
give a
does.
fuck.
Ryan
Okay,
never
so,
gives a
I
shit
mean-
about spoilers.
Well, he doesn't.
If
talk
you
like
haven't
that,
been
to be
spoiled
sure.
for this already, I don't know how you've existed on the internet, but yes,
I know literally nothing about No Way Home. For
Whoa,
some
Okay,
reason.
How did
I
you?
don't
Toby-
give a shit,
How have
but-
you existed?
Tobey
on the internet?
Maguire and Andrew Garfield were in it.
Yeah.
They came
Well,
back.
I know that part.
Okay, yeah,
obviously,
okay,
But
good.
I
So-
cried.
So
I cried a
like,
lot.
my whole thing is that if they do get new movies, like, you know, it makes sense for them to be like after No Way Home,
Mm-hmm.
just based on like how old they are. Which I mean, especially in like,
Which means Toby's not Spider-Man in his universe.
no, he is. He's
No,
just he's adult Spider-Man. He's old now.
Oh, okay.
Spider-Man.
He's adult Spider-Man. But then also now you have the possibility of like bringing Alfred Molina back, and maybe he's like helping
Yes,
Spider-Man now,
please.
and like that'd be so
oh my
cool.
god, it's Alfred Molina.
Like he could be back, and he could be like Spider-Man's like helper, like helping him build shit and do cool stuff.
Alfred Molina
Like
and
his
Willem
Jarvis.
Dafoe were both so fucking good in that movie.
Oh yeah, Willem Dafoe was amazing.
Oh, so
Dafoe. He's
good.
so old, and I didn't realize how old he was.
Also,
What's wrong,
also,
Peter?
Also, I'm sorry. I would just like to call attention to Harry's comment that the blue people is the better Avatar. The kid with the arrow on his head is trash.
The movie, yes.
We're talking-
The
yeah,
movie, yes, 100% agree with you. The movie, cartoon, oh hell no.
If you get, we will
Them's
fight.
fighting
We will
words.
find you, and we will fight you.
That's
That's what you
them
mean.
is fighting words.
It's
Also,
I-
yeah, who the hell is El Muter? Oh my god.
Are you okay?
El
over there,
Morto.
Steve?
El Morto is a side
it's
character
El
in
Muerto?
Spider-Man.
There's 100 different
Yeah,
Spider-Man villains that are 100 times better.
Yeah, but if they've got an idea for him.
I-
But yeah,
I just wanna-
but just like last week or 2 weeks ago, they announced a bunch of different Spider-Man content coming out, and it was kind of cool.
And it's called
I
El
love Spider-Man.
Muerto. Muel.
Is
Like
it-
muel.
all I'm looking for is for the PlayStation game to get released on PC so I can actually fucking play it.
Good luck with that.
Haha.
Yeah. Well, they put Horizon
funny.
Zero Dawn on
They
PC.
did, but like they're getting ready for the Spider-Man 2 game, which is going to be on PS5, and they've confirmed that Peter Parker, Miles Morales, and a version of Venom will be playable characters.
Nope, I like Venom.
I would just like to point out that it has been 20 years since Green Goblin was stabbed in the balls.
Shut the fuck
Yep,
up.
today. Right?
Wait, sorry, what?
It's been 20
The
years
first
since Green
Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
He got stabbed
since Spider-Man
in the
got
balls.
yeah, since Green Goblin got stabbed in the balls with his glider.
You,
Wasn't it the gut?
No, it's
No.
pretty
it
low,
kind
bud.
of looks like his balls.
It-
Here, let me
it's like
take-
waist hip level. It's pretty damn low.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Now that I recall.
Yeah, here's a... Hold on. Come on.
I want to see a picture because I don't recall because I probably watched the
There you
the
go.
OG Tobey Maguire Spider-Man
Where'd you put
movie
it?
like 15
Twitter.
years ago.
Or sorry, no, Fache book.
Facebook.
Yeah, that is very much the balls.
That's not his gut. Yeah, nope.
It's too low.
Yep, that's the balls.
Oh, that's his balls.
Let me see if I can
Yeah.
get real quick there.
Dude.
There you go.
He
Right in the
stabbed
Yeah, that was
balls.
the one they had to edit the World Trade Center out of Harry.
Butters, you don't shoot a guy in the dick.
What about his balls? Technically,
balls.
the dick and the
Balls.
balls
Oh,
are different.
balls. Twitter got bought by Elon Musk.
Ew, I don't care.
Wow. Kevin.
Damn,
I'm
I had a
ashamed of
transition
you.
teed up for you too, but you know what? Never fucking mind.
Oh, no,
Alright.
go ahead.
I wanna-
What do you have?
I want to hear Mike's.
I was gonna say thank you, Twitter, for reminding me that Green Goblin got stabbed in the balls 20 years ago.
Oh, I didn't know if I would have picked up on
Twitter.
that. Yeah, I don't know if I would have picked up on that one. Elon Musk bought Twitter, and literally nothing has changed.
That's
Yeah.
because he hasn't officially bought it yet,
I know.
technically. And even then, it's going to take a long time to implement any policy changes he has, if any actually exist. And if he makes any significant policy changes, it's just going to tank Twitter into the gutter, and it'd be stupid of him.
Well, you see,
No,
so
just because
two-
he's a multi-billionaire doesn't mean he's smart.
well, I mean, two things.
Because
One,
he's mammalian.
A million.
I think he is going to
He's
make
a
policy
mammalian.
changes because his whole school of thought is Twitter should be more free speech. So like less of the alternative fact warnings and less of banning people for spreading misinformation. Just like more of like a open forum kind of website, which Twitter was originally.
Mm-hmm.
But like people are also kind of now just realizing he can't ruin Twitter because Twitter is already a toxic cesspool.
Yeah.
Can confirm.
I mean,
You can't ruin what's already ruined.
I've been doom scrolling for the past 18 hours.
Yeah,
Nice.
I had to like put my phone down at work to get off Twitter because I was just like, no, this is not good for my mental health.
Today especially.
Today,
Yeah.
especially.
I'm like never
yeah.
on Twitter. I'm glad we were
Emilino
able to
can
get back to
suck my
Facebook
fucking ass.
Messenger.
My
All of them can.
like normally my timeline is filled with just like normal like anime and Ruby shit. Now it was just like Supreme Court.
Now it's
God
just
fucking
shit.
damn it.
Now it's just things
Can
that
we
make you want to go
stop?
cry.
We stop fucking with women's body rights, please.
Well, and now
Please.
End of that.
Please.
and now there are reports that they might be reviewing
Oh yeah,
LGBT?
everything's
Yeah, the LGBT
open
one.
for.
Yeah.
It's all open now. Every progress that we made.
I
in the
think
past
it's
50
either
years
time
is
to
open.
1, burn shit down, or 2, a general strike.
Are we ready to
why
do
not
some
both?
anarchy?
Oh yeah, I guess we could burn shit down while we're generally striking. That could
do it.
work.
I could generally burn down like a batting
Anything.
cage because he threw a strike.
Sports
Right,
corner.
no, sports corner.
Are we done with Twitter?
Yeah, just go, man. We're not getting any better than that. Just go.
Yeah, we need a palate
I
cleanser.
didn't plan that at all,
us some
but
sports.
here we go.
I'm glad
I'll start off with a cleanser, all right. A Detroit Red Wings Zamboni driver was fired for peeing into a drain meant for ice runoff from said vehicles.
Okay, that makes sense because of the Detroit Red Wings.
You gotta pee. You gotta pee. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Supposedly, the now former driver has been suffering from benign prostatic hypertrophy.
He's got a swollen prostate.
Benign.
Which-
what is it? It's benign. Prostatic hypertrophy.
Yeah, that, which causes frequent and uncontrollable urges to pee.
Yep.
He is suing the Red Wings for disability and age discrimination.
Damn.
Since February 16th, the day former Buffalo Sabres captain, now Vegas Golden Knight player, Jack Eichel, both the Sabres and Golden Knights have a record of 14 wins, 14 losses, and 3 overtime losses. Which isn't bad without context, but hilarious because Buffalo
Bless your soul.
was a last place
Scared the cat.
team, and Vegas had their eyes on the playoffs, and Vegas did not qualify for said playoffs.
Excuse me. Thank you.
When trading for a star player makes you worse.
Yeah. Usually. Yeah.
Friday night's game between the Buffalo Sabres and Chicago Blackhawks in Buffalo had an interesting twist to the singing and playing of the U.S. national anthem. The Sabres had their own goaltender and former Blackhawk goalie Malcolm Subban to sing the anthem.
Neat.
He was kind of good. I mean, it could have used some work musically, but you know what? It wasn't bad. An academic study has found judges in the state of Louisiana hand out harsher sentences to criminals following college football games where Louisiana State University loses.
Because they're mad.
Uh-huh.
Why are you mad, bro? It's just game.
It's just game.
It's only
It's just game, bro.
In junior college baseball action, a Weatherford College pitcher is no longer on the team, according to his former coach, after his actions during a game against North Central Texas College, where the pitcher charged off the mound and absolutely leveled the North Central player who had just hit a home run off of him.
Good.
And still in junior college baseball, during their game against Bethany College, Kansas Wesleyan University found paint thinner in their water cooler.
Tasty.
Oh.
It didn't affect them much because Kansas Wesleyan would end up beating Bethany College 33-2.
Wow!
Oh.
How?
Okay.
It's the paint thinner. Make them run faster.
God.
Can't catch me. I'm thin as ice.
Make you hit harder and run faster and jump higher.
My blood is literally water.
Harder.
I can see
better,
through time.
Faster. Paint thinner.
Why does everything smell like copper?
Fun
feel so
fact,
good.
the number of shutout wins with 20 points or more in Chicago. The Chicago Cubs, baseball, 1. The Chicago Bears, football, where touchdowns are worth 6 points each, 0.
Yay, our team sucks.
As the number of fans attending Oakland Athletics games goes down this season, the feral cat population of the stadium keeps increasing. There are now roughly 40 feral cats residing in the
I
stadium.
heard about this.
Good.
They are They're good boys. They're just trying to hang out.
They probably, I mean, there's probably a really good like rat and mouse population that they're eating. Also, garbage.
Yeah, well, there's less people showing up, so that probably tracks.
Yeah.
You know who Ryan kind of reminds me of his voice?
Yeah, who-
Ryan's voice kind of. I'm gonna butcher this guy's last name. He's famous
What?
though. Ryan's voice reminds me of Jay Baruchel a little bit.
I've never
who's
heard.
that?
I'm gonna say How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
Hiccup. Just
Sure.
just the way that you said like the whole feral cat bit reminded me of the guy from How to Train Your Dragon. Don't know
Yeah.
why.
Meanwhile, back to sports.
How do you pronounce this guy's name?
Baruchel or something. He doesn't look like
I
you.
feel like Google will also butcher his last name.
I was
Jay
gonna-
Baruchel.
I was gonna pull up the IMDb page and look at it later.
That's fine.
New York Mets fans, the best fans in baseball, love the Mets. Got a Yankees suck chant going on to show their hatred of their crosstown rivals, the New York Yankees, after Kyle Schwarber hit a go-ahead home run Saturday night. Few things to note: the Mets were playing the Philadelphia Phillies, not the Yankees.
Oh.
Okay.
They had their hearts in it. They had their hearts were in the right place.
They a little confused,
But they
got the spirit.
They got this.
They got spirit. Yes, they do. They got spirit. How about you?
No.
Okay.
An animal rights
Waterloo.
An animal rights activist attempted to protest the Minnesota Timberwolves owner after the chickens the Timberwolves owner has caught avian flu, and he had to unalive them all.
I mean,
Um,
there's no cure for avian flu, so that's the only way to take care of it. Unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, sadly.
Are we just gonna casually walk by the phrase unalive
Unalive,
them
yeah.
all?
Okay.
No, that's
I
a big
wrote
thing.
that in. I wrote that in
No,
intentionally.
Yeah, it's a big thing
Um,
now. You can't really say the actual word.
Her plan was to run on the court dressed as an NBA referee, but was immediately tackled to the ground by the guy who was sitting next to her.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a security guard. Like, if this is a video,
I don't think it was a security guard. I think it was just a random fan.
This is like-
He had his eyes on her the whole
Oh,
time.
You know, he's just like, this girl's sus as hell. Gotta keep her
But
eye out.
regardless, whether it's a fan, like you could see her eye, or like she must have been like making comments or something. Because I think there was
Probably.
a previous incident where a fan like tried to, like super glue. I think the
I
idea
was about
like,
to get that.
Yeah, sorry.
Word
Word
of
under there.
word of advice: if you're gonna protest something that a team owner did, why are you paying a lot of money for a premium seat? Thus giving him more money.
To get more chickens.
Supposedly, this attempted protesting, along with the woman super gluing her wrists to the court, and another incident, which wasn't nearly as funny as the first one and this one, were all related.
Bitches be crazy.
Oddly enough, every time that a protest like this happened, the Timberwolves won the game.
It's their good luck.
Unfortunately, there was not a fourth one as the Timberwolves lost the series to the Memphis Grizzlies 4-3.
Oh.
Woof.
So close. They didn't have another animal rights activist.
Yeah, exactly.
They ran out of them.
God damn it, Peter, the one time we want you to
No
be
one
here.
wants PETA. They euthanize
No.
companion animals.
True.
Like, they would kill
Yeah,
him.
even Nat, who's a vegetarian, is like, Peter's fucking crazy.
They would kill this thing because I live with him. And I feed him. And I take care of him. They're crazy.
Just before the United States Football League could even get one game under their belt without something weird happening, a player was cut from their team after he chose pizza over chicken salad
What?
as a team meal.
What?
What?
Explain.
I
Was
have
it not
several
healthy
questions.
enough for them?
If you really want an off-season football league to succeed, let the fucking man eat his pizza.
Pizza.
Send
So
a
it was
positive
just-
message.
So it was just petty. It was just
Pretty
petty.
much.
Okay. Well,
finally, Friday night's game between the Dallas Stars and Anaheim Ducks had both Ducks goaltenders get hurt and had to leave the game, which means it's time for emergency backup goaltender,
Oh,
baby.
no.
The Anaheim had to call upon a Dallas area goalie who last played in high school to finish their game against the Stars. The Ducks may have lost in the end, and Tom Hodges, the emergency backup, let in a goal during his time in net, but he got the biggest cheers after the game from the Stars fans.
Oh.
Nice. Good for him.
After the game, Tom was interviewed where he said, "I've always dreamed of playing in the NHL ever since I was 12 and lost vision in my left eye."
Oh, wow.
So he was half blind and playing the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. What a badass.
Nice.
Cool, Harry.
That was a great palate cleanser, thank you. Also, I enjoy that your Shark Boy is still going strong.
Yeah, I'm letting him
Deflate.
write it out.
Oh. His tail's gone.
Would you believe me if I told you that I totally came up with that transition on the fly?
Yes.
Like, no, I did not intend that to be a transition, but then I realized how badly it bombed, and I was like, sports corner, go!
Yeah, that joke was bad, but good transition. B+ for effort.
All right,
It's above average.
let's talk about a B+ podcast.
That's
That's
generous.
Wait, are you talking
talk
about Only
us
Murders
or
or
Only
this?
Murders?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. This is such a relatable show.
Yeah.
Friends,
It
Mike,
really
we
is.
think
I
the same
sent you
things.
guys
Yeah.
I sent you guys this earlier, but right before my last day of work, my supervisor,
What?
who is an older lady, sent me a text, and she signed in her name, and I wanted so badly to respond. You don't have to sign with your name. I know it's you, Barb. I didn't, but but damn, I wanted to.
Shockingly, for episode 5, I have like 6 notes. Like, it's not
Yeah,
much.
I mean, these episodes aren't very,
plot
dense.
heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
I
is
mean,
I'm going to be slowly reminded of all of this because I watched them a week ago.
I've
Yeah.
literally got the synopsis up in front of me because I watched it a week ago too, and I was just kind of like, what
About
happened?
a week ago.
well,
I forgot we did.
The important thing to start off with is that it is revealed in episode 5 that tie-dye guy is Oscar, and I feel like I
Yes.
should have seen that coming, but I didn't think he was going to come into play until much later.
Yeah.
I had a
Yeah,
feeling,
He has a
but I
pedo
was.
stash.
Hmm?
He's got a shitty mustache.
I wouldn't call that a pedo stash. I would just call that a bad mustache.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, okay, yeah. That's what Steve said. Was Steve said shitty stash?
No, he's
No,
a
I corrected pedo
Oh,
stash to
okay,
shitty
gotcha,
stash.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I'd agree with that. It was just a really shitty mustache. Little cat.
Was
Um,
episode 5 or 6 the other guys, the other podcast, the lawn care?
Oh no,
one?
That was
it's
5.
this one. It's fine.
Okay.
I didn't thoroughly enjoy the podcast dick measuring contest.
I want to listen.
I love that where they just ran into like 2 randos off
Yard
the
dogs,
street,
that's
and
what it
they
was.
Yard
somehow
dogs.
have like the yard dog guys who somehow have a podcast that's a
Well-
million times more successful than theirs.
Well,
I want to
it's-
listen to their podcast. Sounds fucking awesome.
I
Yeah,
mean,
right?
it's also there's something to say because when you go on Twitter and like everyone's trying to promote their podcast, and it's just like, oh, everyone's got a podcast these days.
I mean,
like-
truly.
I mean, it's not even like a
have a
joke
podcast.
anymore. We have we're 6 just people. We have a podcast, but like,
I mean, it's a podcast, and it's not like at any podcasting services, but it's a podcast.
listen, if someone wants to record the audio and do it themselves, they're more than welcome
I
to.
just no, I'm good. Don't feel like putting that kind of effort into it.
That's fair. Maybe I will one day.
Hey, someday.
Yeah, hey,
Also-
when's the next Content Brain podcast coming out?
You know, I
This
It
was
was so catty. I love it.
Listen, we got Mother's Day coming up. Do you want us to disappoint our mothers? Huh?
Yeah.
You already
It disappoints your mothers.
Why
Plus,
stop now?
plus,
Oh.
okay, Mike, do you just want to leave right now? I'll leave right now.
I
You
I gotta
let
head
me
out.
there, I have to take it.
took physical damage, Steve.
My sides are in so
My
much
drink's
pain.
gone. I can't even heal the burn with my
Yeah,
drink.
same. My drink's gone
Sorry.
too.
You left it dangling right in front of me. I had to.
You know who else needs a drink? Oscar, because he's been in prison for a decade and he is thirsty.
Right. I forgot we're talking about this show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, it is Selena Gomez. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it's not entirely unexpected because we did see in the flashback in episode 2 of him commenting on her dress, and there's some clear, like, flirty vibes there.
Oh, I missed that. Or didn't take a note on it. It's been a while.
I ship it.
As someone who is perpetually horny, yes, I picked up on it right away.
Yeah.
They-
Yeah.
yeah,
Charles and
I just-
Oliver follow Mabel for a long time in this one.
Yeah,
They're
but also,
In his
Very creepy.
fucking jalopy ass car.
He's like, oh yeah, I don't have a license.
we'll blend in this.
I love the funniest part of that whole scene though was right when they leave, or right when he goes to get the car, and then Charles goes, "You
You
pay for
parking
here?"
here?
I was like, as someone who has tried to park in the city several times, I can't imagine what it would be like to park in something like that.
yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
reason my brother sold his car when he moved to the city, and then bought a new one, and is now in LA right now.
Honey. I,
That just
But
sounds like parking with extra steps.
Well, he's
Yeah.
using the car to like road trip around the country right
Oh,
now because
okay.
he can work remotely. So he's at the moment he's in LA. So
Nice.
Anyway.
Monica.
I was gonna say, just the thing that just amused me the most about episode 5 is just Oscar being thirsty because Mabel, I gotta know what happened. Oscar, I'm trying to leave that life behind. I'm
okay,
sorry.
shit, I'm out.
Mabel, that's fine. I'll just do it myself. Oscar, but damn, gotta follow that pussy though.
Yeah.
Oscar's just like,
Gotta chase that.
What a homeboy gonna do?
But
I mean-
damn, gotta follow that pussy.
It's Selena Gomez, so
You
like.
gotta.
Say, it's
you
Selena
gotta.
Gomez. It's
You gotta, man.
understandable.
I don't know. To me, I still, and this is very much like a generational thing. Like, I still very much see Selena Gomez as Wizards of Waverly
Oh, I do.
Place.
Yes.
I do too,
No.
but I wanted to date
I didn't
her.
watch
Oh, I had a
Wizards
crush
of
on her
Waverly-
during that show, so it's fine.
I never watched that, so I don't have that problem.
That,
It's not a
that
problem
was
for me.
like just barely after when I stopped watching like
I probably
Disney
watched Disney
like
Channel a
kinda
little
stuff.
too long.
Yeah, that was kind of my thing. I think Wizards of Waverly Place was a little like after I kind of started to outgrow that kind of stuff. So
Like
I mean-
I clocked out like somewhere in the Hannah Montana era.
I was
That
a
was within the same era.
Yeah, that was the same era.
Mhm.
You sure?
Maybe a
Yeah,
year or
yes.
two apart from their start dates, but yeah, same
But
same
that's
time-ish.
yeah.
Well,
They
that's
never
a
did-
lot of time as a kid.
They never did a
true.
crossover episode, so you know.
Be a really weird crossover
Yeah.
episode. Hannah Montana gets cursed.
I mean, she's already.
She's got
so-
frog face now.
Oh my god.
Oof.
I don't know.
Yeah,
So-
there also was the reveal that Oscar was there with him obviously being tie-dye guy. He went up to Tim Kono's apartment to have a little chat and heard the gunshot and left.
Or so he says.
And apparently Tim was trying to take down some. Okay, this episode, I kind of found the pacing of this episode kind of off because there was nothing, everything in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Although I disagree because there still is while it does seem like black market jewelry ring, but the more I thought about it, like the more it tracks because there's when they're in the shitty car, Oliver's looking up about Zoe and they refer to her as an heiress, and then
Wait, who's Zoe?
Zoe's
The
the
dead
girl
girl.
that
Oh, the
dies.
dead girl. Yeah.
the girl that died, and she also was the main ringleader of the jewelry stealing
Ah.
during the Hardy Boys days. So I'm
Ringleader. I see what you did there.
not intentional, but
Boo.
I'm rolling with it.
Hey, I liked it.
Yeah. Also, the mood of, does everybody suddenly know Tim Kono now? Yeah, that's the mood of the episode.
So the episode 6 opens up with the detective, the black detective from like the
Lesbian.
first episode.
episode?
Yeah, first episode.
Lesbian.
Doing the intro. What?
My second note, Chris.
I'm just happy with her. Lesbian. I love representation. It's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am very here for that type of casual representation.
I love that her
very here
wife
for it.
was just very like done with her shit.
Yeah.
I did like their relationship a lot actually because
Yeah.
it was very. They didn't
felt
over explain a lot of it, and they just let a lot of the dialogue naturally tell you who they are and how they felt about each other, and
Yeah.
just how the stress of her job in particular, just putting a strain on the relationship was very interesting.
Well, and then her wife is like, "Don't be a whatever," and then it turns out that she was being that lieutenant guy or whatever, because he was sitting he was sitting. So her wife goes, "Don't be whatever." Like the officer that sits next to her in the police station. She's like, "Don't be like him because all he does is work. He doesn't go home or anything." And then we find out later in the episode that she's late at night combing over files, and he's like, "Hey," and his name plaque is there, and I was just like, eh.
I missed that. I must have missed that. It's
totally
been
missed
like
that.
2 weeks. So
Yeah, I also loved it in that same scene because how that all connects is I love that there was a payoff to the Yard Boys from the previous episode.
Yeah.
That
What
ended
was
up
it?
being a very satisfying payoff because her wife is listening to the Only Murders podcast, and she's like, "Oh yeah, my Yard Boys were hyping these
Right,
dudes up."
yeah.
And I'm like,
Right.
love it.
Yep,
Love
I remember
it.
that.
Yeah.
Networking.
Networking's good, and they also networked well enough for Cinda Canning to be on Jimmy Fallon.
Something
that's later in the episode, though.
Yes.
What, networking?
Networking. I'm terrible at it. I need to get better
Oh,
at
you're
it.
fine.
Yeah.
You're
Hey
nice
Kevin,
and
maybe
busy.
we should raid someone later tonight.
That's technically networking.
Technically. Maybe. Anyways.
Couldn't hurt. I got a couple suggestions.
I mean, really, I only like raiding small channels because I feel like when a small, like, no-name, like, when small people raid bigger channels, it's kind of like
Oh
just,
well, yeah.
just grasping at straws.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
there's slightly bigger channels than us, but like one of the two I haven't. Anyway, we'll talk later. But so Mabel's mom shows up at the tattoo shop, and they all go to her house. And the only note I have is that there's a plot dump at the dinner table, but fuck if I remember what happened in the plot dump. So
I don't think much. It was mostly just Mabel's mom asking them to leave her alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was more like a plot dump on like Mabel's past from what I little I remember of it.
I don't
So.
think
Not
it was
even that much.
much.
It just basically was her very much being like, my daughter has a lot of grief over this situation. Leave her the fuck alone.
Which they
I
don't,
was
but you know.
I was expecting that to get dragged out a little longer, but then it just kind of got resolved in this episode. I was
Yeah.
expecting a little more resistance, but
Also, when start scene, this was my real life reaction. Start scene with Oscar and Mabel's room. Oh, they got frick.
oh,
My
they
note is
fucking
smooch.
the Pro ZD. Oh, they fucking. Oh, they
they
fucking.
Yeah, and her mom gives her grief over it too. It's just like, so is he a good kisser?
So what that dick do?
The prison.
So there's
Prison changes you.
Babe, do not say prison dick ever again.
Yeah, don't.
He was in prison.
I don't care.
It's bad taste,
Anyways.
Kev.
Is it?
It's
I guess.
not
I
great
guess if
taste.
everyone else has bad taste, it must be bad taste. But like, you know, the classic drop the soap joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's,
yes,
it's
we
great,
know.
but it's not all that funny.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay. Fair.
Anyway,
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
Jesus fucking Christ!
No, he said it to Soko. the
I
other
did.
day.
I said it to Soko this morning because he was
being
being
a
a dick. So we shoved him in the bathroom and
Okay,
closed
that's
the door.
funny.
And then he.
I was going to say, with the context, I thought you were doubling down. It's like, fucking Christ, Kevin.
No,
I mean, it was half that, half bringing up what happened earlier.
Little column A, little column B.
Yep.
Anyway, Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah,
Is being Jimmy Fallon.
He kind of hypes their show, and I wish it was anyone except Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Hyping their show is a bit of a stretch.
No, they were totally clowning on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But any publicity is good publicity.
Also true.
According to Nathan Lane, it is.
Yeah.
I
Oh
love
my
Nathan
god.
Lane.
He gave him
Can we
$50,000.
Can we talk about that very? Oh my god. So when
It's fine.
talking about the scene with the check
Yeah.
where
Okay.
they're going to where it's like we should get rid of this. We should get rid of this, and then it's like wait. Hold on.
Mhm.
Let's look at this check a second. Oh shit! It says Angel Industries or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Angel Inc. is what I have written
Angel
down.
Inc.
And then, shockingly to no one, Mabel comes back.
Yeah, and then but the very organic gasp that me and Nat had when they brought that to the table was very good. It felt very good.
My last two notes are, our prime sponsor is now a prime suspect. That'll make a great last line for the episode. Cut. And I was just like, fair enough. Well
Yeah.
done.
I don't know how the sponsor's gonna feel about that, but
There also was revealed when right before Oscar and Mabel Frick, they're going through the scrapbook, and the ring that Angel was after, there's a picture of Zoe wearing it.
Yes.
Yep, she was wearing it.
Wasn't she like an heiress, though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, so it seems to be more as these mystery type things go, more intertwined than thought.
But she wasn't wearing it when she died,
Yes.
if I remember correctly?
Correct.
Or
You are
it
correct.
disappeared somewhere between that photo and when she hit the pavement?
Correct.
Well,
Yes.
next, we've got, what, 4 more episodes, right?
Yep.
Correct.
So 2 more sessions.
And
Cool. Looking forward to more.
just a general statement on the show. I mean, just maybe it's because we just watched Midnight Mass and that was so dense. Like, I feel like these media club segments are mostly like us recapping because there's not really much to like
No.
say.
Well, there is one interesting thing that I want to bring up, is that one of the things that I thought was very interesting is that it seemed like each of the episodes has a different internal monologue driving it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it seemed to, and for the most part, it seemed to center around the whoever is being focused on that episode. So the first episode, the main 3 kind of intertwiningly have the internal monologue. Episode 2, it's mainly Mabel. Episode 3, it's Oliver. Episode 4, Cinda. Episode 5 is Oscar, and episode 6 is the cop. And I'm really excited because with that format, I'm like, ooh, I wonder if we're gonna get one from the killer. And then when I was typing that out, I'm like, oh shit, the Marcus-centered episode didn't have Marcus's internal monologue. Uh-oh.
Wait, Marcus?
Brazos.
Isn't that
His name's
Charlie?
Charlie.
Yes, Charlie. I don't know where you got Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
was like, who the heck is
Yeah.
Marcus?
who's Marcus?
Who the
Anyway,
fuck?
Brazos. The Brazos episode didn't have Brazos driving the internal monologue, and I'm like, uh-oh.
No, but I mean, episode 3 or 4 really did have a lot of him when he was like making the eggs and stuff.
But he wasn't
Right.
The Disney characters.
But
Yeah.
that's my point, is that the main monologue in that episode was Cinda's, was the Tina Fey character, and at the end of the episode, she has the fast forward about talking about their podcast, which makes me wonder what's going to happen to Brazos.
Interesting. I like.
Fair.
Interesting.
This is an interesting theory.
Yes. I don't know. I mean, I guess my main thing is it's a good show. I really like it. I'm enjoying watching it. I just don't know if it's a good like media club kind of show, if that makes sense.
I get you.
We've also been struggling to have a consistent podcast schedule, so we've kind of been forced to recap a lot of it.
Yeah.
So
That is also true.
True, but
That
I
is
mean,
also true.
like even Steve, who normally has pages of notes, only had 6 notes for one episode.
Yeah.
they're also half the episode length.
Yeah, but I mean,
So-
they're just also not that deep. Like, there's not as
It's
much
like,
going
it,
on.
It was kind of the same thing with Sweet Tooth, I think. Like there was
Yeah.
like the
Sweet Tooth
show.
was similar.
This show is mostly, I feel it's mostly self-explanatory, whereas
Yeah.
stuff like Midnight Mass kind of keeps you guessing and stuff like that. This one's more. I don't know how to describe it
I would
quite.
say-
but-
Questions are asked and almost immediately answered.
yeah.
Yeah, and I would say like they're very much, it's keeping its cards very close to the vest. It's not trying to lead you to the answers, but I'm sure once we get to the final episodes and everything is revealed, that we'll be like, oh shit, and then go back and see all the ways that they lined that up.
And then Kevin will be mad.
Be mad?
Yeah, because you like guessing shit.
I do like guessing. I still think it's the bassoonist.
Okay.
Still holding
I-
strong.
Wait, we haven't
Cat.
seen show
No,
in those
the
episodes.
cat. The cat.
The cat
The
did
cat.
it. I knew it.
Please let
Prince.
it be the cat.
At the
Please let it be the
scene. All right, that's enough of that. Speaking of mysteries, Chris and I did an escape room.
Ooh, how
in the-
was
in the
that?
city. It was
We escaped.
it was fun. Have you guys ever done an escape room?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Nope.
So this is our second one. The first one we did was very like we went into a big room and there were several like puzzles and things around the room to kind of figure out and solve. They were like cryptids, not cryptids. Just
They were
Scripted.
cryptid.
they were cryptids. Yeah. Well, there was a zombie in the room.
Hashtag cat with a gun.
Cat with a gun. I like it.
I like it too.
But it was just like it was a lot of like little puzzles to solve throughout the room, stuff like that. This one we just did though was very linear, where like there was one puzzle to work on, which unlocked the next puzzle, which unlocked the next puzzle. So I felt like that would have been better for a smaller group of people. But like we had like 8 people, and like half of us were just kind of standing around most of the time, just because like there was one obvious clue we had to work on, and
Yeah.
like the other people were just kind of looking around for other clues, and there just weren't any. So it was just I don't know, but we got out. We apparently, I mean, they told us we had the fastest time of the night.
We were
For
pretty-
finishing a room.
We were pretty fast though.
We had like 13 minutes, 17 minutes.
We had 17 and a
Holy
half
shit.
minutes left.
Yeah, out of like 60 minutes, which is like
Okay.
most escape rooms are designed to be pretty down to the wire. So like our guide was very impressed that we finished it that quickly, but it was fun. And just more and more I'm realizing I really hate going downtown for drinking and stuff.
Yep.
Oh,
It's not even because like the prices, but it's just like we went to one bar, we got in, and it was pretty empty, but it was like loud as fuck, like you couldn't even hear the person next to you. So we were just kind of like, this is not our scene, and we left. And then we were like, okay, there's a piano bar a couple blocks away, let's go there. So we went there, we got in, it was super crowded. We found a spot to stand, paid like $14 for like a rum and coke. And then
Ugh.
yeah, and then like waves of puke smell started coming and going, and then we were
Ugh.
kind of like, we're done, and we left and went to a last place because our group of friends is kind of more into like cocktail bars kind of, but then people were kind of like, let's try to stay cheaper tonight, and I was kind of like, listen, if we want to sit down, we're gonna have to go to like a nicer place. Like cheap and sitting down are not two things that are equal in the city. So we ended up going to a cocktail place, and they were like, it's going to be a 30-minute wait. And then Chris and I were just like, we're Ubering home.
And the Uber was like 120.
120 bucks.
Yeah.
So two of the people we were in, or two people that we were with, they were like,
Sorry, what?
two of the people we were with, they told us that they just normally take the train. And then we were kind of like, okay, there's a train station kind of near us. We'll probably do it next time. But the only problem with the train is that, like,
you have scheduled times.
Yeah, like, you pick a time. So, like, if you do 10:30 as your train departure, and you're like, it's 10 o'clock, and you're like, I don't really want to be done yet, you're kind of forced to be done. But on the other hand, if you pick, like, 12:30, and, it's, like, 11, like, 12, like, if it's, like, earlier, and you're like, God, I want to go home, you can't go home.
Yeah.
Well, you can. That's the thing about assuming you're talking about like Metro, not
Yeah.
like you can. If it's Metro, like you can just buy a ticket and use it literally all weekend, and you don't have to like
Oh,
buy a ticket
really?
for a certain
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing though, because they were saying that it's not a thing anymore.
No, it is. Ventra.
Okay.
It's Ventra. I take the what?
Hold on. Ghostface Sully just said Monica eat ass. Love Nat. And then Nat gifted them a sub.
So
What?
Well, Monica, you can eat some ass.
I mean, I will only eat ass if Ghostface Sully shows his wife his butthole.
Wait,
Because
they're married and she's never seen his butthole?
yeah,
That's weird.
Who?
That's really weird.
I've lost the plot.
No, because when you're in a relationship with someone, you see their butthole eventually. It just kind of like just happens. How are you married to someone and
try.
How have you seen? How are you married to someone and never seen their butthole?
Who is married?
Ghostface Sully.
To who?
Ghost.
Oh wait,
Ghostface
that's a
Sully's
real
wife.
account.
yeah, that's a real account.
Not this again.
Ghostface Sully,
Hold on,
show
Steve.
her. I mean, unless she doesn't want to see your ass. If she doesn't want to see your
No,
ass,
she does. She
Oh,
does. She
then what's
wants
up,
to.
man? Show her your ass. What's wrong? What's the deal here, bud?
What's happening?
Take her down to the brown hole.
It doesn't even need to be that. Just like, it's intimacy, man. It brings you closer. This is relationship advice hour now. So if you really want to grow some trust with someone, just show them your butthole.
It's called presenting.
Say no
Baboons
more.
do it.
Baboons do it.
Where'd Catbug go? I just flung him away.
Yeah, you flung him away. He's a
like
he's
that
now.
My brain is just no.
Audience, I want to grow my trust with you. Do you consent?
I think we broke.
No. There's actually a TikTok thing where
Oh my God, Nat.
it's a song elsewhere, but it literally is like, show me that big, beautiful butthole, your butthole. It's a TikTok meme. Where'd Catbug?
I don't know. You flung him somewhere.
Is it
I don't know. Find it.
Well, that's because you haven't shown
Ghostface Sully, we
My
still
wife
haven't
had a
answered
million
this
opportunities
Show
and
the
she hasn't yet.
stinky winky.
Listen, if she's asking you to see it, just show it to her.
question.
Just walk up to her now and be like,
Make
"Here's
sure you
the button."
wipe good first. Like take like a dude wipe or a wet wipe and really like clean
Oh, yeah.
that up. Just make
Oh,
sure
yeah,
it's
you
really
want-
clean and
You
presentable.
want a nice clean butthole and you show it for the
Yeah,
first time.
You want the watering hole to be free of any,
Contaminants.
That's a good one. Yeah.
You just gotta.
Maybe get the toilet bowl scrubber in there. Who knows?
Yeah, get it scrubbed nice and good.
I mean, if you don't want to do it in person, just kind of like squat over a camera and just click and just Snapchat. Gone in 10 seconds, dude. Fuck, this is funny.
I was gonna say, who the fuck is Matt?
Speaking of shit, Steve.
I saw some shit. Good shit though.
But I want to keep talking about buttholes.
I know you do.
Because I watched some PG-13 movies, fellas.
I'm sure they talk about buttholes in Guardians too. Don't they?
I guarantee you there's a butthole joke in there somewhere. So I watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and yes, it is the superior movie to Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Yeah, boy.
Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell's great. Yondu kind of does like an entire 180 from Guardians 1, but you know what? I'll let it go because it's a good moment.
Let it go.
Also,
think
I can totally see why they had to kill Yondu off because the man could have like soloed Thanos.
Yeah.
Like he's ridiculously
No,
overpowered.
Thanos would have caught the arrow.
His
I
reflexes are.
don't
legit.
think it's a matter of having to kill him off plot wise. I think it's way more important what he does for Peter in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. It's a ton of fun. Kurt Russell's fucking great in it as a terrifying psychopath. David Hasselhoff has a bizarre ass cameo.
Wait, does he?
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
himself.
because
or...
ego briefly
Yeah,
transforms into him.
Oh,
Right.
At one
into
point.
the Hoff, yeah.
There was a great movie. There's a great moment where he's just I don't remember what the exact lead up to it was. Where Star-Lord points at him like that thing's my dad, and it's just ego, and that's just like eldritch monstrosity. And
Yeah.
a lot of great moments.
I gotta
Very
rewatch.
A lot of very heartfelt moments. The intro, of course, with oh fuck,
Baby.
what's the song?
Mr. Blue Sky.
Mr. Blue Sky with Baby Groot
Dun, dun,
dancing
dun,
along
dun,
to it,
dun,
and
dun, dun. Love that
Baby
song,
Groot
man.
is good.
Baby Groot's
am Groot?
amazing. I
I
love that
do.
movie.
There was a video essay that I watched where they pointed out that each of them has like a different like parenting moment with Baby Groot in that intro.
Yeah.
Like they all interact with him slightly differently in like a parenting kind of way.
I always wondered why he doesn't. Why doesn't Baby Groot dance in front of Drax? I can never put my finger on that because
I
he
think
doesn't.
he's fucking with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
'Cause it's Groot. He
and
fucks
then-
with everyone.
And then on this Saturday, we watched Avengers: Age of Ultron. And you know what? It gets too much hate. I think Age of Ultron is fine.
It's a fine movie.
There's a couple of things I probably would have changed. Like, I'd like to see Pietro be in a couple more movies, but like, nah.
Yeah, I
should've
forgot
shot
that
on
was a
that.
character that existed.
I remember almost nothing about that except being mildly disappointed.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
my
valid.
biggest thing was that movie did nothing to move along the story.
No, you're
besides setting
100%
up,
right.
Besides
Except-
setting up the next movies.
Well, they did do the MCU 9/11, so
Yeah.
Huh? Oh yeah.
I mean,
It's set up Civil War. It's
That's
set
all
up
it did.
Vision and the Mind Stone.
but it just set up like another
It
stone
set up
and
a lot.
Sokovia. Like that's all it did.
I mean, yeah. What do most movies do that?
no,
I don't know
most
really
movies have conclusions to them too.
Hot.
Yeah. Or if you're talking about an overarching story, like
Yeah,
something that
it was
moves the story
90%
along.
90% of that movie was set up for later movies, which
Most
is
of them being Civil
foreshadowing
War.
for a lot of the MCU later. But
Yeah. Most of it was set up to Civil War. And,
Yeah.
like, it was fine. It was fun. But I felt like it was, like, 2.5 hours too long.
yeah,
If it was a 3-hour movie.
I disagree. I had fun. It was a.
Oh, no, I had fun. It's a fun movie. Like, you get the cool Iron Man versus Hulk scene. But, like,
so good.
But like I think me and Mike are saying that cool shots and cool fights do not make a good movie.
yeah, it needed.
It needed more.
It needed more.
I had fun with it. I'm an easily entertained man, so like I'm
Sure.
not. I know what I like. I like superheroes. I like quippy shit, and I like guys beating the shit out of each other. I mean, arguably, it is the worst of the 4 Avengers movies. I won't fault that, and I can think of like a bunch of the single movies that are better. But as MCU movies go, it's fine. Like, there's nothing particularly wrong with it, like other than the kind of Widow and Banner thing coming out of literally nowhere, and the
Because
just.
we needed forced bullshit romantic subplot.
We needed another
And-
person
and
in
the
love
au-
with Nat.
Oh right, yeah, that was.
Yeah, sun's getting real low.
Sun's getting real low.
And of course, like the Joss Whedon trope of like Ruffalo tripping and falling right into her boobs, and I'm just like, okay, I guess we're back to middle
That's some
school.
anime bullshit. What the fuck?
Yeah, that is some anime bullshit. I was a little mad at that. Oh, the scene where they're all trying to lift Thor's hammer is pretty good, though.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna-
right.
As my first act as king, I'm going to reinstate Prima Nocta. Do y'all know what Prima Nocta is? Or am I gonna have
yes,
to
I
explain
remember
it?
everyone on Twitter complaining about that line non-fucking
It's
stop.
fine. It's a very Tony thing to say.
It is extremely a Tony thing to say.
Was that also the one where at the very end of the movie they're talking about the hammer in an elevator? Like,
Yeah.
when we put the hammer in the elevator, does the hammer go? Does the elevator go up?
The elevator worthy?
Elevator's not worthy. And then Vision just casually, voomp. Well, because it's implied that for those who are worthy, it's weightless.
Right, or it's the only people can live. Like Steve kind of gets it to wiggle a little bit, just like a teeny little wiggle.
Which is why in Endgame he's like, I knew it.
I knew it. So that's such a great scene. And when he just tosses the hammer to Thor, and Thor's like, "Well, I'm in."
I think in Endgame when Cap picks up the hammer and throws it at Thanos, that was like the one time in the movie that I actually like screamed out loud, because everyone did in the theater.
There were so many
Oh,
great.
that's so good.
The one visceral reaction that I remember from Infinity War was when after Thor was finished forging Stormbreaker, and then he warps onto the battlefield to Bifrost and starts whooping ass, and just everyone's just like, yeah! Bring me Thanos.
That's a
Oh,
cool
I
arm.
just remember being an emotional wreck. And fun fact, that was just about exactly 3 years ago that Endgame came out.
God,
Yeah, it's a little more than that now. Yeah.
such a great. That was.
It feels like it
that
was like
good.
last year, but the last 2 years just don't really exist to me.
No, yeah.
Fair enough.
They were just kind of a big blur.
Anyway, Age of Ultron was fine. Oh, what movie's up next on the MCU rewatch? Give me one quick second.
I
will
think
look
your
it
next
up.
movie might be Ant-Man.
You
I think it is Ant-Man. I think it is Ant-Man because
Mr.
Ant-Man's
Ant-Man.
technically the last movie in Phase 2. I'm almost
I'm
positive
pretty
about
sure
this.
you're right. Let's find out. Age of Ultron, Ant-Man. Yeah, Ant-Man. Then
Kevin.
Civil War, Black Panther, Doctor Spider-Man. I'm actually gonna have
Dr.
to pick.
Spider-Man.
Dr. Spider-Man.
Dr. Spider-Man!
I'd also watch
I
that.
prescribe you webs!
I-
Thwip, pull. Thwip, pull.
Diagnosis: ass whooping.
It's like Spider
just
Cop.
realized I'm actually going to have to buy all of the Spider-Man movies on like Blu-ray because
Yeah.
none of them are on any streaming service.
Yep.
They're not on Disney. Oh,
The Amazing
Sony.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Sony.
Yep.
Because Sony is stupid.
Actually, I started I'm so recently brought my Xbox downstairs, and so I started
Recently, as in today.
today, and so I started replaying Force Awakens, or not Force Awakens, Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's so
Um,
good.
I know, but part of me is also kind of like I also really need to get back to replaying
Spooderman.
Spider-Man because then I need to play Miles Morales before Spider-Man 2 comes out.
Spooderman.
You also have to play Kingdom Hearts. You also have to play Elden Ring. You also have to play.
Well, I mean, these are games I'm not streaming.
Finish the fucking game, Kevin.
like I'm not streaming my replay of Red Dead or Fallen Order or Spider-Man because I've already played them on stream. And the main reason why I'm replaying them is because I feel like when I streamed them, I kind of rushed through them. I didn't really enjoy them as much. So I'm kind of just going back for replays and stuff like that.
I finished Fallen Order on easy mode just because I couldn't be fucked to beat my head against
Fallen
the wall
Order-
of a Souls-like game.
Fallen Order is tough. I beat it on the second difficulty, and now today I started it on the third. Like I'm on Jedi Master now, and there's Jedi Grandmaster as like the hardest difficulty, and I'm just kind of like like the second level gave me enough grief.
Yeah, no, like the problem is that the blocking mechanic is fucking garbage.
Yeah. And no, actually,
Like-
so there are several games that I do need to actually replay, like, or need to keep playing on stream. I think Chris and I decided that It Takes Two will be the first one we play, just because I feel like we're closest to the end of that one. Mm-hmm. And
Didn't
then
you
we'll,
start playing that like 6 months ago?
yeah.
We were at we were at the apartment.
Yep. So it's longer than that.
So almost a year ago.
Yep. And then after that, we're probably gonna do a Dad of War.
Dad
then-
of boy. Dad of boy.
Dad of Boy.
Oh, I need to buy that.
And then we also have Final Fantasy VII remastered to do eventually.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you guys. Were
That's
petting
gonna
the
be a
cats. Sorry, I wanted
commitment.
you guys to pet the cats.
Yeah.
Well, Final Fantasy VII remastered isn't even done yet. Like part 1 is out.
Oh yeah, I was making him go find all the cats. Yeah, that was the thing.
Yes.
Meow.
Yes.
Meow.
Because
That-
there
that's
were like
what I
a
remember from
billion
that
side
stream.
quests. There were a billion side quests, and Chris is like,
Yeah.
"We gotta do that one."
It's
Gotta
a
do that one."
JRPG.
And I was like, "I don't want to go do that one." Chris is like, "You gotta do that one."
It's cats.
I'm like, "It's not the main plot though."
It's
They were
cats.
just like, "You gotta do it."
But you gotta pet the.
Pet all the
Wait,
cats.
wait. You don't play all the side quests before tackling the main quest?
I mean, not when I'm streaming.
That's
Fair.
fair, I guess.
Can you pet the cat? Yes.
Yes.
Pet the cat.
You can pet the cat in Kingdom Hearts 3.
I love that Twitter account. It's like, can you pet the dog? Like,
No.
Good stuff.
Don't play game.
So yeah, that about wraps it up for the podcast tonight. We will be. I think I'm gonna play a little bit of Overwatch maybe tonight, a little bit.
Okay.
Just because I
He didn't get to play.
Well, I didn't get to play. Plus, I just reinstalled it to my new solid state drive, so I want to give it a shot, see if it runs better.
Watch, we don't even get to play Hollywood.
Yeah, mostly I want to see if I can play Hollywood now. So I'll probably queue up with that in a few minutes. I'm gonna get a new drink, and we'll come back up for that. And then, like I said, tomorrow, I don't know. I hope I hope we're streaming tomorrow, but I'm not gonna promise anything. Same thing for Thursday. Friday we'll probably be back with either Overwatch or Stardew or something. Saturday probably nothing. Sunday maybe something. I don't know yet though. Well, mostly because Sunday my family's thing is like early, so I don't know. So kind of a weird stream schedule this week, just like last week. So
Did you say nothing on Saturday?
definitely
know.
nothing on Saturday.
Definitely nothing.
We have to go pretty far away.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys
Wisconsin.
are wanting to keep up with me, make sure you follow me on Twitter. You will always get notifications. Follow me here to get the go live notifications. And yeah, I'll see you guys in just a few minutes while we play Overwatch. So thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, this song-
Those are cool socks. Is that my hero?
Echo.
yeah, it's floppy.
Yes, it's Froppy.
Oh no, it's
Oh, I thought it was Deku.
Frappupi.
Frappupi.
Frappu.
I was very worried when you started to
Hey,
stand up.
hey, Mike. What that tongue do? What that tongue do?